Just check in with Tony Stewart practicing for his final Brickyard. Jeff Gordon returning surprisingly this week to run the 88 car. And then NASCAR America at 5:30 with Krista and apparently Kyle and DJ as well.
Yes, thank you very much.
That golf course is used for a lot of things. The chopper pad is yet another one. Beautiful. Pretty cool shot. Here's Ryan Sieg out in front of a couple of competitors here in that red and black 39 car. Good horsepower at this track from ECR. And Ryan doing a good job, the 29-year-old from Georgia. They're one of these teams that comes with a few friends and a few guys back at the shop and really is one of the independents, DJ, on the circuit.
Yeah, really kind of how this series was built on. When it was started as the Busch Series in 1982, it was about taking the late model sportsman teams and moving them up, and obviously we've far exceeded what that was, but they still go about it kind of in that same way, and this driver does a tremendous job. You're talking about taking something that doesn't have nearly the things at their disposal as these other drivers and teams that they race against, and just does a tremendous job week in, week out. Right now is in a position to be a part of the chase.
Yeah, I think he's 11th in points, but here's the interesting part. We've talked about this all along. You look at Ryan Sieg, you look at some of these other guys, and we're watching Elliott Sadler come up behind him. These guys, Elliott Sadler, Eric Jones, Suarez, those guys, have a ton of respect for these guys as drivers. They know what they drive, they know what they have, and they know what they're getting out of it. And it is amazing to talk to the other drivers about this group of drivers.
Ryan Sieg bettered his bubble position by 16 points after a good run last week. Alex?
Ryan Sieg has 5 full-time employees on the race team, so we'll give you an idea what this is all about. They don't have an alliance with Richard Childress Racing. They have a deal with them, meaning all of the parts and pieces on this race car are used parts and pieces. The chassis itself is an old Richard Childress Racing chassis. I say old, it's a year old. Nothing new on this team. And with those 5 full-time employees, when they come to a big race like Indianapolis, they bring the second car out. David Starr's driving the 93 car, which means those 5 full-time employees are stretched thin over 2 separate garages, which means they have some volunteers that come to help out as well. That they're doing an awful lot with a little bit. Marty?
Alex, just over a minute left here in practice. We saw Elliott Sadler pass Ryan Sieg on the track. He told us even before this run, it's the best we've been all day in terms of connecting the 4 corners together. I still need a little bit of front grip off turn 2 and a little bit of rear grip in turn 4, but the best it's been by far. And remember all those shots we've shown of Elliott Sadler so hot after the race. The amazing part is, despite not having an air conditioning, being very hot the entire race last year, he still finished 5th. He loves this racetrack. He knows his way around. Don't count him out for the win tomorrow either.
No, he really, being a teammate of Elliott's, we're fortunate to have great Robert Yates and Doug Yates horsepower, but we had some good days here. Elliott really likes this. He came close to winning that initial inaugural race for the Xfinity Series here. Had a restart, I believe, about 18 laps to go that he was penalized for, and so he's always in contention here, and I think that he knows the feeling of the car. Even though he hasn't won, he knows the feel that he's looking for in his race car.
And it's still, to me, that restart is a little controversial.
Yeah.
It always, it's like Talladega, Regan Smith one-day race. Sorry, I just go back to that.
See J.J. Yaley in the black and green 44, of course, a former Indy 500 competitor here as well. 17th in the first practice, 17th in the second practice, pretty consistent. And the red and black flags are out, ending this session. We learned something we already knew. Kyle Busch is fast. He was the quickest of all drivers. Teammates Eric Jones and Daniel Suarez round out the top 3. How many times this year have we seen it? We see it again. They're on their game.
Yeah, it looks like somebody told them it was qualifying, because that's what they do then when qualifying comes around usually. But we've stated, they're the team that's at the top. They're what everybody judges by and what you have to do, and you're going to have to beat those 3 cars if you want to win tomorrow.
So as we take a look at the speeds in the top 10, you can see these are down from the speeds earlier. We know Kyle made a mock qualifying run in excess of 180 miles an hour, and he'll be applying that tomorrow in qualifying. So we'll say goodbye. We welcome in Sprint Cup Series practice in just a couple of minutes.